Okay, today, Wednesday, July 22nd, this is the meeting, Conservation Commission meeting. Starting with the NOI for 6-8 Grove Street, demolition of existing residential structures and construction of a 3-story mixed-use building, continued from June 10th.
Yeah, I can promote her to panelist.
Who's here for that?
I'm here.
Good evening, Mark Allen,
Mark.
Allen Engineering. Can everybody hear me?
Yes,
Yes. All right. We all
Great.
set?
And in the audience is Dave Claro, the property owner with us tonight.
I'm here.
Yes.
yes.
So if you'd like, I can, we haven't been here a little bit while. We've been working through the planning board and the zoning board. I can kind of give you an overview of where we've been over the last few months. If I can share my screen, I'll try to do that. Let's see here. I did overhear some conversations earlier about the architecture, so I figure I'll start there. Dave is planning on building a 3-story building about 37 feet tall, 3-story. First story is going to have 2 offices on the left-hand side and 1 residential unit on the right-hand side. And then the upper 2 stories are going to be residential units, each of which having 2 stories per, two units per story. Let's see here. Forgive me. Oh, here we go. The site plans.
I don't know because Mark.
Oh.
But you should be able to, you're not mute.
Okay.
So you need to get over.
Having trouble here. See here. Here we go. The site plans have evolved since we've last seen you folks. Like I said, we have been through the zoning board and the planning board prior to tonight. And the reason being is one was for the height of the building. This is in the Upton Downtown Business District zone, and you're allowed to go up to 50 feet in height, but not without a special permit.
The camera needs to be adjusted. Probably better than your head cut off.
I hope she can figure out how to unmute it. Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Okay. So as I mentioned, we had to go to the zoning board, which was the big sort of pause in the permitting process. We got a special permit in the Upton Downtown Business District to be 37.5 feet tall and the 3 stories. In the district, they do allow up to 50 feet, but that was a little bit not in harmony with the neighborhood. And like someone had mentioned, the architecture is sort of in sync with sort of the Knowlton Ristine building and the neighboring buildings. So after the zoning board, we then went through the planning board process by which we had peer review done by DGT Associates, and we went back and forth on 3 comment responses and have landed with the plan that you have in front of you tonight. The major difference from the plan you saw earlier to the plan you see tonight is that nothing in general is going to happen with the overall workings of the Rushford and Sons Brewery that I'm sort of circling here with my cursor. That building is going to remain as is, and all of the parking associated with it is going to remain as is. There was a lot of discussion about if we change that sort of footprint and change the parking, then we would have to be considered a new construction under the stormwater management policy, and it would just be virtually impossible to meet with the restraints of the high groundwater and the soil types and the distances to the resources. So Dave agreed with the brewers, and the brewers said that they don't want to change anything that sort of functions very well now for them. So they're going to operate with the current permits that they have. One of the biggest changes, at least for the new building, the proposed building, is that we are going to eliminate a lot of the impervious area. That was one of the biggest items to come of the report. And the impervious area that we're going to remove, sort of highlighted here in green, is going to allow us to be considered redevelopment under the Stormwater Management Act. And what that does is it allows us to, do the best we possibly can, knowing the site restraints. So that sort of put us over the top as far as the riverfront area goes and the stormwater management plan goes. That removal of impervious area gives a net negative 700 and change square feet of less impervious area for the project. We also, Mary properly pointed out that we are about 44 and a half feet from the building to the wetlands. I did supply a formal waiver request, as in the bylaw, the wetland protection bylaw. You require 75 feet for commercial use, but we are at 45 feet here with the new building. Something to note is that the buildings that are being removed are much closer to the resource. And what we did is we took the sort of the more detrimental area, which is the parking areas that receive, salt and sands and whatnot. So we pushed that as far away as we can. And we kept the cleaner roof impervious area closer to the Center Brook resource. So that was sort of the reasoning behind the waiver request. And then one of the other items that we last spoke about was the enhancement of the riverfront area replanting. And we worked with Joe McHugh from McHugh Environmental, and he worked up a very detailed planting schedule, planting notes, and sort of identified the areas and the species and spacings to go along with the not only the buffer zone, but the riverfront replanting area. And that will be done in conjunction with keeping all of the mature trees that sort of hug the bank of the resource, which we're not going to touch. So all of the questions about the root system along the bank, those are all going to remain in place. And the work is going to be done further away from the resource area. Another environmentally sensitive item that came of it was the addition of putting the erosion control along the construction fence. That came as a comment from DGT Associates, that during construction, while the brewery still wants to remain operational, we're going to have the toe of the construction fence lined with the erosion control measures, so that any construction debris or sediment that may run off from the site can get captured there without getting, carrying overland flow across and over into the stream. So that's sort of the project in a nutshell. We're basically keeping as much as the Rushford and Sons area as we can, and then just keeping the new building, the new 3-story mixed-use building in the location as shown. So any questions the commission may have, more than welcome to answer.
Do you have anything you want to add?
Great, and Mark sent me this afternoon, I had a few additional comments about O&M plan. You sent me an update on that, which I haven't had a chance to look at. And then, Mark, I would like to see on the plans, though, you have a 30-foot buffer shown, but that really only applies to residential lots. And so this is a commercial thing. If you can just take that kind of out and put in a 75 foot, so people just to update it, so we'll have the correct, and so people know what they're asking for in terms of a waiver, instead of, I don't know, goes maybe halfway through the building or something, or not quite. Looks like it's about a third of the building, so people can see what sort of, and they did submit an official waiver request for that. Let me see if there were
we could add that.
Yeah, just add that to the plans.
Yep.
Yeah, and there was just a change to the wattles, type of wattles I think I wanted as well.
Yeah, so we had the 12-inch straw, and I think you were, and again, with by all means, condition of approval.
Yeah.
If you want to change that to a 10-inch compost
Filter sack, yeah.
we can do that. Yeah.
And I think probably you should have a silt fence as well. I think one of the things that concerns me about this project, and that's why I was hoping to see phasing on the erosion controls, is erosion controls are right close to the brook. I'm just wondering if you can, for part of the project, you know, because I don't know when they're gonna do the restoration area. But it seems like maybe you can have the erosion controls closer to the construction, so you're not quite so close to the stream for at least part of it. I'm just wondering if that's possible. I don't know what kind of grading you have going on in there. And then there's the demo of that building.
Yeah, that's the big key, Mary, is that the demo of the building being so close requires that the erosion control be at the limit of work. We don't anticipate a lot of physical grading, why I didn't spec out the silt fence. We don't anticipate a lot of sediment laden, material getting close to the stream. It's going to be more for the demo of the existing structure and the replanting of the riverfront area. And then what I did is I sort of tied it into the existing building so that we can remove the asphalt along the southerly side, as well as when we have to trench across for the pipe and install the head wall. That's why we kept the erosion control in this location. But once that trench pipe is done, and major construction is done on the property, by all means we can either eliminate or maybe just relocate the erosion control to this location.
Yeah, I think it would be, yeah. Well, and I guess for part of the when is that house being demoed, at the very end, or do you know? No, they would like to keep it because they use it a little bit for storage for the brewery. They'd like to keep it as they gotta prep the site. I think I have a note on there that some of the refrigeration for the brewery is kept in the basement, and they'd like to keep that as long as they could until they have to get rid of it. Okay. All right.
You all set, Mary?
I think so. Yep.
Any questions from the commission members?
Yeah, I was wondering if the Grove Street Bridge replacement project is going to have any effect on this.
So we did sort of capture it in our overlay, and this I'm kind of circling the infrastructure that's going to be part of it. It's outside of the limit of work that we're going to be working in, but it is shown in our design plans as to be done. And based on the planning board's last meeting, I think a lot of progress has been made, and maybe some bid documents are in the works here for the next few weeks, and possibly maybe looking for a 2026 construction date start.
But that's not going to interfere with your project. It doesn't sound like it will.
Yeah, well, there will be, I guess, they had mentioned that there's going to be a no, you can't pass by during construction. There will be some temporary detours associated with the culvert replacement, but that's been well documented and known to the brewers.
Okay.
Any questions from the audience? All right. Do you want to continue this, Mary? Is that what we want to do here?
There is a DEP number. Are you looking for a closed hearing, Mark? Is planning board done and everything?
Yeah, planning board has closed their hearing, and they were, conditioning upon your approval, which we would like to seek tonight, with the conditions of just changing out the erosion control and adding that 75-foot building line. I think we can make those two conditions that are pretty easily amenable to, and I can send those plans over to you tomorrow.
Yeah, so we would, if we approve tonight, we would need to vote on a waiver to the bylaw.
Yes.
All right. Did the DP have any comment?
Yeah, Mark, do you want to talk about the DEP comments? They did, I think, were more in terms
they
of
were.
storm.
Yeah, they were sort of stormwater laden. I'm going to try to pull them up here if I can get them. We did address them through DGT's comments as well. See if I have them here. Let's see here. Master, all work shown on the plans. Yeah, so they asked to put and the armoring, which we did, and they just want to make it known that their work is not part of our NOI, which is fairly obvious. They want us to quantify the impacts, which we have. And the applicant should verify that the outfall to Centerbrook will not result in impacts to the bank and the resource area, which we did. I take that back. Yes, so the small bit of bank of the Center Brook has been shown on the Form 3 sent back to DEP, and I'll show you where it is on the plan. And an access easement will be maintained through the area. Yeah, so Dave has entered into agreements with the town's DPW for access easements over the property so that when the bridge gets, or the culvert gets replaced and the footbridge gets installed, he understands that the easements are there and in place for that work. Let's see if I can. There's a small amount of bank that we have to sort of cut into to get the culvert to drain into the Center Brook after it goes through the stormwater management system. And I'll show you where that is. In this small location here. So in order to get that water to drain out, we have to sort of cut into that bank by about 14 feet. And we showed that on the WPA Form 8. And those were all sort of vetted through the DGT Associates comments as well.
The bank is going to be riprap there.
Yes, a small area of riprap, yes. I can show it. There's about 5 feet of riprap after the pipe and about 10 feet wide. And then another 2 feet on either side for the sort of the bank calculation.
And this is like the overflow for the stormwater system.
It is. And it doesn't even drain until the 100-year storm, and it's only a couple of tenths of a cubic feet per second. So it likely won't see much water through that riprap apron.
Yeah, so I guess there's no real replacement of bank though. It's just, it is what it is.
Right.
There's the retaining wall along part of that bank, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit higher. The existing retaining wall is right here, a few feet higher.
Okay, it's higher. Yep, okay.
Anything else? Vote on the waiver,
Mhm.
which is 75-foot setback. What would the motion be?
Yeah, vote to allow for the building to go within the 75-foot no build zone.
Okay. So do we have a motion to build in the 75-foot zone? We have a second.
Second,
Okay, all in favor, Tom, I.
Sandy, I.
Alan, I.
Micah.
Sorry.
Marcella, I.
All right, motion passes, majority of the members present. And what was the other thing we had to vote on?
So you gotta vote to close the public hearing and issue an order of conditions once it's written, or we can wait to review the conditions at next meeting.
What do you think?
I think we can vote to close.
Okay,
So motion closed the hearing.
second,
Second,
all in favor, Tom, I.
Sandy, I.
Alan, I.
Micah.
Chris, I.
Marcella, I.
Passes, unanimous vote of commission members present. Is that it then?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Great.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks, Mark.
Good night.
You or Chris going to as a meeting?
No, you're doing a good job. Keep going.
Well, I have you or Mike do it.
I'll do it if you don't want to.
Yeah,
Hey,
welcome back.
705. We have RDA for 0 North Street, Forest Heights, construction of a trail bridge.
Yeah, and I need to read the notice for that one.
I just ask a quick question from the audience, I apologize. Is the solar field project,
It's continued.
it's continued, okay.
Yes, I'm sorry we didn't announce that. We didn't get it.
That was second on the agenda, that's why I asked, so.
Yes.
Thank you,
So
appreciate it.
it is continued.
Actually, they're gonna be- Well,
I
Charles.
didn't do the spacing right on the agenda. It's confusing. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Wetlands Protection Act that the Upton Conservation Commission will hold the following public hearing on Wednesday, July 22nd. 7:05 PM, request for determination of applicability filed by the Land Stewardship Commission for the construction of a trail bridge at 0 North Street. And we have Owen here. And I need to pull up the application, which I did not get in Drive.
That's just the little area where the kind of crosses the main road out there. It's a rail bridge.
Oh, and
Sure.
let's hear about your project.
Yeah, Owen, do you want to, Owen's here. Owen, do you want to describe it? We're kind of putting you on the spot.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a 12-foot trail bridge on the existing trail crossing a small stream. It will be 4 feet wide. It's a similar construction as what we've used before at other properties. There'll be 3 stringers for the support beams, and then covering that, there'll be the decking, which is 4 foot wide decking. And everything will be carried in. It's pretty simple materials. No machinery be required. We'd just be nailing in the planks. Probably have some bricks or like stone blocks as the foundations, just to place the wood on top of. But it's a pretty simple construction and wouldn't really interfere with the stream.
What time of the year will you do the work?
Um, Depending on when the permitting and everything is cleared, probably this summer. I'm one of the 2 summer interns, so this would likely be one of the projects I'd be working on maybe next month.
Do you think it would be at low flow time?
What was that?
Will it be at low flow time for the stream?
Yes, yeah, there probably won't be much water, if any. When we checked out the site earlier, there was hardly any water.
Okay, thank you. And
Yep.
any other questions or comments? Mary, any?
Yeah, unfortunately, I did not get to this site. I think my only concerns with this project were just looking at the site to see the wetland resources around there. So, and that's why I didn't even write a review, which I apologize for. But it does seem like it's just a stream going through and a simple crossing. But I will get out to the site and look at it.
Is this the crosses that main road that goes through the woods there?
And this is, it's right up here, Tom.
No, it's, in the main road is a T, comes to T, right? It goes left to right. This crossing is on the left hand.
North side.
Yeah.
Through the, so there's no trail to it now?
No, there's a trail to it.
How does it look to you, Mike?
It's fine. Fine. The other thing we need to have, well, later on tonight, there's a letter to SVT and Metacom asking for them to approve it. Pursuant to the CR. Eventually, well, the trail kind of peters out, the existing trail kind of peters out, not too far past this stream crossing. But eventually it could be extended through the green area below there, which is Metacomet Preserve. And then if you go through that, you can get to Whitney Conservation Area. So it's an important connecting trail eventually. Yeah, but the existing trail kind of peters out.
Okay, any other questions or comments about the trail bridge?
Can I ask if anything on DEP? about this?
No, I did submit it as well, so that there haven't been any comments. Submit it over,
Okay,
so no comments.
Would you rather us keep this open and close it in 2 weeks, or just in case there's comments, or you want to take a look at it?
Our next meeting is in 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Should we approve it pending, just on the condition that Mary signs off on everything?
How much longer is it all gonna be worth?
Yeah, oh, and I think you're mid-August, right?
Correct, so we.
Yeah.
we would Move us if we want to approve it now.
And one thing we can do too is you can almost immediately can ask them to start carrying in the material, to stage the materials.
Yeah.
But it's a long walk.
okay, hearing these comments. Jim,
I have,
Yeah, Bill has a comment.
so I'm just curious, is this likely to trigger the DEP's at least recommendation that the base be the helical.
I think they're more likely to recommend the helical piles if you're going through like a wetland area. And where this is, seems to be a simple crossing from upland to upland.
Okay,
And
it's a
maybe
different situation.
minor, I guess it could potentially have minor bank alterations,
And shading,
right, and shading, but I think it's
not
it's more
material
the-
enough
it's
to,
through the, when they go through the wetland. It's-
like we did at Whitney East.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Okay, with those comments said, we have a motion to close this hearing.
So moved.
Second,
Okay, let's do all in favor. Chris, I.
Tom, I.
Sandy, I.
Alan, I.
Micah?
Marcella, I.
Okay, unanimous vote of the commission. So, Owen, just wait to hear from Murray, and then you're all set and good to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Owen.
Okay, and okay. We have Murray in the South Street Solar Farms. We're continue.
Yeah, I think we should vote to continue them to August 12th, do an official vote.
Okay, we have an official vote to continue the solar farm until August 12th.
So moved.
Second,
Okay, let's do a voice vote. Chris, I.
Tom, I.
Sandy, I.
Alan, I.
Micah?
Marcella, I.
Okay, unanimous vote of the commission to continue this until October. Oh no, I'm sorry. August 12th. And we have a little bit of time. So, how about our administrator's report?
7:30.
No.
Yeah, no, we
We
need,
don't have that. Here, go.
we gotta move on to 3 Centennial Court.
Okay. We have 3 Centennial Court. 5-unit multifamily dwelling extending from June 24th.
Great, so that you?
Yeah, I'm Matt, it's fine.
At our, if you guys remember, at our last meeting, we voted to have peer review and we approved it. And I think that was the main outstanding issue with this project.
We voted to allow that encroachment. There was a.
Yes,
The,
yes, there was, well,
make sure. Made it to.
this one was also,
So what waiver, right?
there was a, yeah, I think you guys needed a waiver.
So we did already vote on it.
Yes,
Okay.
or you at least suggested that you would approve it. I think maybe that was it. Because yeah, some of the structure fell within the 50-foot no build and the commission at least agreed that they would probably approve that. And we talked about the impervious area, and I think basically we came down to waiting for a natural heritage review and then wanting a peer review. And Matt, I believe, is here to talk about the peer review.
Yes, please.
Yep.
I know you all devote a lot of yourselves to the town, so I'm very sorry about repeating a conversation that's already occurred. And I beg your pardon, I'm asking you to reconsider a decision you reached. There's a couple points I want to make about the project and me that may allow you yourselves to reconsider. This project is billed as a 5-apartment new development. And I think that automatically like paints me into like a certain category, but I'd like to reiterate that these are very small apartments. They're going to be, when it's full, they'll have a total capacity of 5 people. The lot itself is 1/5 of an acre. The project cost is under $2 million. what I'm describing, what I'm hoping to build, something pretty similar to an average single family house in this town. And we are putting in an extensive groundwater, stormwater control that I believe esteemed engineers without any red flags on their careers have stamped as permissible by state law. So what stands at 3 Centennial Court now is one remaining barn that I have to tear down. There were others, and there's a paved road over it. So this is not virgin land. I'm not, when thinking about impact on the abutting wetlands, I'm not clearing woods or plowing over a historic farm or pasture. What this property experiences today in leaching or processing of water, it's uphill, so it all goes into the wetland. What I want to put in is been priced by a site engineer to be about 150K. How can that not be an improvement over what's there? Why should I, pardon me for getting emotional about it, I don't want to twist your arms, but I have a hard time spending an additional $4,000 on another engineer to read this engineer's plans and tell us it's okay. What's the worst that can happen? He says, no, it's off by a little. I don't think that would happen. And there's no recourse for me if it doesn't happen. It's an unnecessary insurance policy that the board asked for. And I'm asking you to reconsider. I can speak more about it, but I don't want to berate you or act greedy. I think I've summarized my key points, but I could go on. If you have any questions, please ask me.
Yeah, I do. What is special about you that you don't require a peer review and someone else would?
Yeah. Fair question.
And
Yeah.
No, I don't want to make any.
Yeah, no, fair
And the
question.
fact that it's a 5-unit development is of no concern to me. I have no judgment on that. I'm just wondering why you're special.
Yeah, I am special.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking. I'm special for a few reasons that I think are not germane to this conversation, but I'll try.
So I want to keep it,
Yeah,
related to the project. I don't want to get into any of your personal things.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying. As you can tell, I'm here by myself. I don't know the rules of conduct and such. So I think I'm special because, thank you. So I've owned this parcel for 25 years. And we invited 48 people by certified mail to come talk about it last time, and 0 came. Including the person who owns the wetlands that we're all trying to protect. I think this is a slam dunk of a project that will help the town. Yes, I'm doing it for my own future profit, but it'll be a long time before it breaks even. And in the short run, it will be a vast improvement from what's there. There are other hurdles I have to cross. The town council is concerned about who owns the road. DPW is concerned about access to the buried utilities. So this is a step along the way to me getting to permission to build a project that everyone seems to like. Zoning board has told me they like it. Planning board has told me they like it. My neighbors have told me they like it. I'm gonna continue to manage it for the foreseeable future and hopefully give it to my children to continue to own and operate. These are the reasons why I'm special. And I think that peer review is a tool in your toolbox that you can use when you feel it necessary. I guess I would say to your question, what is it about me that makes you feel you need to use it? Is there something about Goddard Engineering or Cornerstone Engineering that has proven to be irresponsible in the past? Or is there some, if there's another, I think I know what your mission is, and I'm for it. I also want to preserve wetlands that I here. If there's something else that I can do to make this board more, you've already been good to me by allowing me to encroach on the buffer zone, and you've given me a lot of time. You've given me some good advice and requirements on how to do the job, which we will follow. If there was some other element about this project that concerned this board, I would say, what would you please consider a different idea? Even if it were greater than $4,000, I would rather spend more money on trees or paying the Boy Scouts to carry the trash out or whatever else you can think of. I'd rather spend the money that way than out of pocket today, where I'm admittedly operating on a thin budget. But to give to an engineer, I don't see the value added in having an engineer review an engineer's work. Maybe there are times, there are bigger projects going on in town where you're probably getting encyclopedic size reports. That's hard for you guys to process. But what I gave you, I think is pretty easy to read, pretty straightforward. And pardon me, I don't want to go on too long.
Well,
Okay, so
I'm willing to reconsider what I thought about, but I'd like to have some more information. I have not visited the site. So that's one of my issues, that I haven't looked at it. I do think in general, based on what I've seen shown, what you do would be improved. But I'd like to hear more from maybe Mary or any of the other members who have been here.
yeah, for me, I think it's, it's a tight area with a lot of impervious surface, which is something that, if it's not done right, and significantly impact stormwater. So in my mind, you do have the option of reducing the impervious surface. You've got lots of creative ways you can get in there, and that will help to alleviate this. And I think we spoke about this last time, because I don't think Mary, he was over the threshold by very much. But
Right, yep.
But I mean, it's a tight area with a lot of impervious surface, which can cause a lot of issues with stormwater. And then any financial constraints you may have is really doesn't bear on my decision at all. So I appreciate you sharing all that and letting us know. But I mean, really, from the reason why I asked you why you thought you were special is I want to know if there's anything that's tangible. It has nothing to do with your financial constraints, but that does not bear on the law. So I'll send my piece.
I have been there, and my main concern is the fact that it's a very small area for your equipment and things to get in there and do the job that you want. Which, yes, it's going to be a nice improvement, and yes, we're looking for, more small housing and stuff. But it just seems to me that from my conservation position, I want to be sure that nothing is in that wetland. Because once it goes down there, once you lose control of something, it's just going to be a mess to clean up. And it's way better to prevent situations than it is to restore and replicate, which, if we let it go and something happens down there and we need an enforcement order, that's going to be a lot more expensive than $4,000.
I don't want to argue, but can I answer your concern?
Sure.
At present, there's a 10-inch pipe that belongs to DPW that takes stormwater off of 140 and takes it and shoots it out into that wetland. It goes under my property, and when you visit the site, you can see that it's eroding the gully. So the future concerns can't, in my mind, just common sense wise, be greater than the current concern. Like it's already through the roofs that have been on the various buildings, one still remains, the paved road that is there, the highly compacted, 3/4 stone parking areas that's there is, if not impervious, close to it. So like the current conditions have already been tested for a long time. And what,
Construction.
but the
During
peer review doesn't
construction.
answer that. The peer review doesn't relieve you of your concern about construction. Construction is about how do you do it? The peer review is about what is it when it's done. So I respectfully, I want to answer your concerns, but I don't think peer review is gonna do it.
Well, I think the peer review essentially looks at, it is a second opinion on, are the proposed plans, are there any flaws that need to be remedied? That's right, we have these peer reviews. I mean, it's a standard process in almost any building thing.
So I don't have your vote, but I
I
might
But I'm just.
Here's what happens at, I pull permits a lot at the building department. And what they do is they say, I don't know how to read these plans that your architect wrote, but they're stamped. So if something wrong happens after you build it, it's not on me, it's on them. Why doesn't that apply here?
Well, why would we have a peer review on anything then, based on your logic?
Well, I already have used this quote. I'm not Aaron Brockovich. I'm not here to change the system. I just care about how it applies to me. I have a small project. I think peer review might be an important tool for some projects. I don't think you have to use it here.
Oh, we've heard your concerns. We need to move on. So.
Well, I just want to say something. I am a little bit concerned with the cost of the peer review. $4,000 seems pictures excessive. I can't imagine an engineer would spend more than a day reviewing the stormwater management plan and writing us a letter with a few comments.
Yeah, I was just wondering, should we get another quote?
Sure.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
absolutely.
for. Go ahead.
Or two quotes.
Yeah, to me, I'm wavering between, asking for the quote. I don't know how this fits in with the schedule for this project. Or reconsidering it.
This is Chris.
But
Excessive.
I think 4,000 is.
Yeah, we're asking Stantec to lower their quote, right? I mean, that.
Well, we can go somewhere else too. I mean, if they're.
This is Chris.
Mary, I don't want to put you spot, but you've seen how much we paid for peer reviews for other projects.
Right, I think,
I don't want to put you in spot. If you can't,
yeah, I looked up,
Art Allen probably, what did he charge us for Mechanic Street?
well, that was a wetlands review. So
Right.
that was different.
It was a lot more
Yeah, I think it was.
content.
And the one, we did get an engineering peer review for 47 Main, and we did not use Stantec, we used Ecosystem Solutions. And that's a much bigger project, and this was like a year or two ago, and it came in at 3,200.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know, I did ask Lauren, because I was like, Lauren, how much of these, it sounds like most of the projects, and of course they use Stantec for most of them, they almost all of them run $3,000-4,000. That's kind of their base for them, but it seems like we could ask around.
I know how, from working and contracting sorts of people, multiple layers of review
Right.
and management, and it doesn't take long for
Right.
Cost through. So if you can find a smaller
I think that would be,
company with maybe a sole proprietor,
yeah, and Ecotech, I believe they said they had engineering review on board, that would be. We can try that.
we do a lot.
Yeah, and, I mean, the site is difficult because of the steep slopes in the building being right on the edge of that slope. And then right next to a really large natural area, which connects to the West River and natural heritage, etc. I know you heard from natural heritage, and it's.
Is it influential to you at all that the planning board has announced that they don't need peer review?
I think for at least for my mind, that was like, why? Because they always do peer review. So I think that
Maybe
puts more onus on us to do a good job of reviewing. That's how I feel.
I would have said the opposite. that there's some momentum behind this idea.
It's not that anyone thinks it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
We need to have a second opinion to make sure that what's being proposed
Conservation.
is not possible.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea. But I agree that it's a tough area.
Right, and I just, our next project that we're gonna talk about, and their engineers are kindly waiting, is the DPW. And this is a town project and we're getting that reviewed. Lauren says we think we've already spent $7,000 or $8,000 on that one, town project, not much bigger than yours. I mean, it is definitely bigger, but.
Oh, it's a lot bigger. It's 20 million. Yeah. Well, thank you. I don't want to be overly persistent. Thank you. Will there be a vote tonight?
Okay, so, I'll make a motion that we hold off a decision whether or not to continue to require the peer reviews
Mhm.
pending solicitation of other quotes for the work.
Second.
Okay, let's do a voice vote. Chris, I.
Online.
Alan, I.
Okay.
Okay, good night. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Good night.
No,
And now
And
we have 740 NOI 100 in Pleasant Street. DPW facility expansion and improvement continue from July 5th.
The last meeting, yeah.
Good evening to the commission. Just making sure that everyone can hear me tonight. I'm Jesse from Weston and Sampson.
Yep, all set.
Great. Mary, are you ready for me to provide an update, or did you want to offer any thoughts up front for the project?
Why don't you go ahead?
Great. Thank you. Appreciate it. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for your time tonight. I just wanted to provide a quick recap to the team with respect to the DPW renovations and addition project at the DPW headquarters at 100 Pleasant Street. Where we left off on the last meeting 2 weeks ago, the commission had voiced their general acceptance of the project as it has been discussed in recent meetings and as it's proposed. We did decide to continue the hearing just to give more time for DEP to offer any additional thoughts if they so chose to offer more thoughts. Just as a quick recap on the schedule, on June 30th, Weston and Sampson provided a response letter to DEP's 6 minor comments on the project. And during the last hearing 2 weeks ago, it had only been, about 8 days that had elapsed from the time we submitted that response letter. So we decided not to close the hearing just to give DEP a bit more time if they chose to offer comments, because sometimes it takes them about 2 weeks. So it's been 2 weeks since the last hearing and more than 3 weeks since we submitted that package to DEP. And we haven't received a response, which may indicate that they take no exceptions to the project as designed and as we responded in our package. So that's a brief update. So I don't have much more to present tonight. If the commission had any final questions, we are certainly able to answer those. And our general goal is to try to close the hearing tonight if the commission is comfortable with doing so.
Thank you. Do you have any other questions, Mary?
I was supposed to provide a draft order and I did not do that. I know. Well, no, I just ran out of time. I knew that I was supposed to do it.
Okay, any other questions or comments from the board or audience? So, are we wanting to continue this?
Yeah, close it, I think.
Yeah. I don't foresee that there will be too many different conditions on this one. I was thinking about it. I don't think there'll be anything too unusual.
Okay. For our applicant or engineer, would you like to close tonight?
Yes, thank you for asking. Our goal is to close the hearing tonight if the commission is amenable to doing so.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Mary, anything else?
No, I think If we're good.
Okay, do we have a vote? Motion to close this hearing.
Motion to close hearing for 100 Pleasant Street, DPW.
Okay, let's do a voice vote. Chris, aye. Scott, aye.
Aye.
Sandy, I.
Alan.
Much rather.
I recuse myself.
Okay, this is a majority vote of the commission, and Mary will get in touch with you when the orders are done. Thank you.
Thank you to the commission.
You're welcome. Okay, how are administrative report? With 3 minutes.
All right. Yeah, we have here, you guys are here for 30 to 32 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know that's a couple down on the agenda items, but we have some people here for it, so maybe we can go over that one.
Let's do that. Okay, let's hear 32 minutes, right? Okay, let's hear this one.
I have a call. I just did.
Oh.
Bring it up.
Oh.
Of those areas that were on your.
No, that I can take it.
Yeah.
I don't want- I'm sorry, John, this is a fancy,
Oh.
it doesn't even.
Oh, does it? Okay.
It's terrible,
All right, you know.
but I
that's
can
fine.
pull up the.
I grew up
plan.
fast. You come prepared for such things.
Oh, 2 paper plans and 1 night.
I didn't know if she could bring that up. So this is the actual as-built for the 2 lots. It's 30 and 32. You know, you're on separate water conditioning. They were permitted basically as one project.
Or some.
Yeah.
I thought they could get those in there, but there was simply.
Yeah, they came out really. David did a nice job. So I'm John Netta, I'm with CNL Design Group. I also have some copies of the original design plans, if anybody wants to see that. I'll just look at a couple out if I can. Great. So we submitted this and Mary came back with some comments. And then I tried to answer some of the questions in this letter right here. Oh, yeah, there's more, it's like together. Like I thought I had more of those.
Yes, I do have copies.
Yeah, can I keep it? I
Yeah,
just want to read off.
Yeah, I printed one out, so I don't even.
So the general overview was, this was permitted through special permit at the common driveway with a wetlands crossing in the front. The wetlands crossing and replication area. On the original design plans, you'll see that it says 2,300 square feet of disturbance and a replication area of 2,300 square feet. So I staked the erosion control on this, and Mary noticed right away that the the disturbance was larger than the 2,300 square feet. But when I went back and I took the original plan and calced it, even though it says 2,300, it's actually 2,768 square feet of wetland disturbance, not the 23 that was shown on the plan. So I was wondering why, because I staked it. I was wondering why, because I staked it and it was off that much, but it really is off a couple hundred square feet, not 800 square feet. So the disturbance is 3,051 square feet. The replication area that David did build was 3,128 square feet. So he did build enough replication to take care of the disturb. Only a few other things that were on Mary's comments was the rain garden. was originally shown, if you look at the purple rain garden on lot 6D, the dark purple is where the rain garden was installed. The light purple in the backyard was where it was proposed, but it's solid ledge back there. There's ledge right on the ground, so we weren't able to install it there. So we moved to the right side, we installed it. Another item was in the original order. The area of the driveway, the two turnarounds that were past the 50-foot no build zone were to be permeable pavers, the pavers, the square pavers with the soil inside. Those got paved, but David's gonna cut them back to the no disturb and put the pavers in. He thinks he can do that within the next 3 weeks. Yeah. Just so the board knows. And then there was some question, there's some trees in the replication area that have lost their leaves. They look like they're dead, but they have new sprouts growing from the bottom. I think David would like to wait till spring to see if they're just dormant because of the transplantation sock, and see if they actually come back in the spring. Because they're not, they leaf out on the top because they're not dead because there's new sprouts coming on. So that was another thing. Goddard Consulting did the replications with David and did the original first report. So he has to do another report in the spring. So he's the monitor for the replication area. There was also a portion of this with Phragmite removal. So it's Walker Agro that is monitoring that. They did one application of herbicide. They cut them down in the spring. They did an application of herbicide. They come back pretty hard. So I guess in August, they're going to cut them down again and with them open, do another herbicide. Yeah. Mike.
They apply the herbicide in the spring.
When did they do the herbicide?
What kind of herbicide is used?
Let me see if
I just, if they don't know, that's all right. That's not standard.
Let me see what it says here, because I have it right. I took his email and added it to this, I believe. Oh, yeah. The map area front, they needed control cut in the spring. An application was made to initiate control. Second cut to the remaining will take place in August during the hardening off period, and an application of herbicide will be made in the fall to open shoots. So I don't know what he put in the spring.
Okay. Yeah, the spring was kind of. What you want to do is apply the herbicide at a time when the plant is taking things down into its root system. Not the spring, it's going in a direction.
Okay, so he's doing it in the fall, and then
that sounds reasonable. Cut and then apply it several weeks later, and after there's been some regrowth.
They're doing it for 3 more years,
27,
28, 29.
He's going to follow up 27, 28.
But just the spring or the early season applications are pretty fine. I know that.
Okay.
We'll save you some money.
There we go. It's good to know. I think the rest of the site, the grass is growing. Those were the main items. Oh yeah, and then there was willows that was supposed to be planted on the sides of the banks where the crossing is, I believe. So that's what we mostly wanted to talk to the board about. That's why it's not in the letter. So David built that. What he did is he lined both sides with large boulders and then put the gravel inside, and the boulders kind of hold everything in, and then crushed rock in between the boulders. So it's all rock there without really a lot of soil, I think. And then you put wood chips over the boulders just to kind of dress it up. And so he doesn't feel that the willows would survive in that type of thing. So I think what we're proposing is maybe doing a conservation, the conservation mix with the wildlife mix, maybe putting some loom down.
Yeah, I figured.
Couple of
Whatever
the wildlife mix.
I was thinking maybe some loom and some.
Yes, conservation wildlife mix from New England wetland plants or New England wetland.
Would it be? It wouldn't be wetland.
No, so the proposed plan, I mean, the design plan says wetland mix, but it should be the conservation mix. That's for the side slopes coming out of the wetland. And we were hoping that would be sufficient. The slope, I think the slopes are pretty much stabilized now with the wood chips, but there's not really any organic soil there.
What is it like right at the base of slopes?
Right at the base, it's just the original. It's just the original.
Oh, the base of the slopes.
Yeah, the original.
It's vegetated already.
That's
Yeah.
vegetated already. Yeah.
So we were gonna ask the board if we could do the wetland mix rather than the willow plantings.
Conservation.
I mean, yeah, sorry, the conservation mix instead of the willows.
How much soil were you gonna put down?
Probably a couple inches. I was like 3 inches, 3, 4 inches, whatever it takes.
Don't know, doesn't sound like it.
So right now it's covered with wood chips.
It does, yeah, it doesn't sound like you have a high probability of success. You know, so you've got rock underneath, if I understand, so trap rock underneath.
Yeah.
That's gonna be very droughty.
Yeah.
You know, the wood chips and fumes just sort of just can dry. I wouldn't bother with that.
So what you suggest, just leave the wood chips? Yeah. If the board's fine with that, that would be.
It does have some, it's been like that for a year and it's actually starting to grow a little bit as it decomposes. It's kind of naturally doing it.
Well,
But
like these things start to grow through the rocks.
Yeah.
That's just my thought.
That would be up to the board.
Save the cost of that and resource, waste of resource, kind of a waste of resource.
And that was the main, he felt that there's no way the willows would survive where that is, so that's why we wanted to talk to.
So do we have a motion to accept the Oracle?
Is it? We're looking at it?
Yes,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the area.
Okay. I don't know, why.
Do a motion to accept the COC.
Well, this one's gonna have to, we'll see what kind of hurry they're in, but it's gonna have to be a partial no matter what because of the Phragmites and the wet multiplication area.
Okay. So that's what's there right now.
Yes,
What's growing in the ditch?
That's the
what's
what.
that-
that's where the slope ends, that's goes right down to the well.
yeah, that's the natural wetlands that were there before.
So you don't think a conservation mix would work there, no?
Well, from what he said, there's rock underneath.
Yeah, it's basically rock with wood chips on top.
Well drained.
I'm thinking it would be too well drained for the.
Well,
It seems relatively stable, I would say.
So what's growing there? Weeds or grass or what are those green things
on the left, that's just grass, I think.
Just
Yeah.
crabgrass and stuff?
Yeah,
But that's not growing on.
Is that along the edge of the driveway?
yeah, they try
Yeah.
to catch the crossing.
They might want to try to get some grass in there, but don't know if it would grow.
This kind of shows the other side, that's what it looks like. A little bit worse. Although that might be the bottom. slope.
Yeah.
Here's the
that's tough.
Phragmites area.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, those are.
It's a lot of
that.
I've actually been in there about 5 times to cut them down. But
Yeah,
yeah.
In the end, when they're not there, you can say,
I did it. That was a challenge.
Yeah, they are tough.
yeah.
It's a pretty good sized area.
I guess I'm okay with what you're saying, Mike.
It's the replication area.
yeah, 'cause if you can't put 4 inches of soil on there, it'll be higher than the driveway.
Driveway,
It just, you'd have to take all those wood chips and half the rocks out to get
And the rocks are holding the driveway in
right.
place.
So, yeah, so
I guess I'm all right, just like to make sure it's stabilized, but
you might get some ground cover growing in there, some kind of, so. That's another challenge for you.
Juniper or something that's kind of drought.
Sediment, something. Moss, dry moss. What grows and dries for what?
I guess, Mike, I guess it makes sense.
Okay, should we move forward?
That's sediment everywhere.
Yeah, so I think we just need to be clear about, so that the driveway, you think you can do that in 3 weeks?
Yeah.
The as-built does require the Phragmites area also to be delineated on it.
Oh, okay, I'll add that too.
Yeah, if you could just add that to it.
Yeah.
And then I think that's pretty much it. I think we need to I think we need to do a bond for this project because it's a lot with the replication and the fragments. I'm just not really sure clear on an amount. Probably somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000. I'm not sure what you guys think. Maybe that's too much, but maybe we need an estimate on that.
So Dave, you could probably provide estimates from Walker Agro and Goddard.
Just to get a good idea.
For the.
When are you guys looking to close?
Well, we have to sell them first.
Right,
They're not
okay.
sold yet, so
Okay.
that's.
Okay, so if we continue this for another 3 weeks. Until we get the updated plans and you get the hammerhead figured out, the end of the driveways figured out, that's okay, and we can revisit this. Would that work with you guys? And then we can vote issue, and then we'll have an idea of how much bond to pay. But if we can issue the partial plan, that would make sense.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So next we have administrative report.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Nice, guys.
Who gets the maps?
Sure. You want me
I'll
to take?
take one extra.
Yeah.
Oh.
just
For the file.
And then I'll put the fragmentation on it. I brought 2 new ones, but I'll change them
Okay.
again. I'll bring it down to, let my food sell with these.
Thanks.
Report.
No, that came from.
You still in my kid drawer back?
Mary found it on the first lot, cleaning up a lot.
And what is it like? I mean,
I don't know, it's technically an arrowhead. What's the drill hole was the curious.
That's the thing, the drill hole, but that's big, the arrowheads are usually a lot smaller than that.
Well, or spiritual.
I don't know, maybe, yeah.
Spiritual, I guess.
I know, talking, I mean, I was more in Texas, they're talking about the different heads that. For people, it's a longer thin one, they have different heads, they're different. Different things.
Plus it's so flat on one side, it looks like, just.
Yeah, like it just.
Yeah.
It doesn't really look.
It's
The sheep,
Not sure.
almost looks like a chip off a flagstone.
Yeah.
like a sheep dog or something. But that's big for.
The drill hole
See it
is.
again, I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, I don't know, I would, the
I
drill hole.
didn't know he was passing me a rock, I thought maybe
And
a
maybe they
hidden
were,
message.
maybe they drill it,
It's a-
maybe it was just a bomb.
The tiny drill hole.
Yeah, maybe it was a pin. I don't know why they found it.
Next.
I think it was someone inside the property.
Hey, Chris, let's do, what's not on the agenda is lot 2, Sawmill Brook Lane. Or number 2, Sawmill Brook Lane next.
It's got a,
unknown object.
Yeah.
What's the provenance, yeah.
Once their discussion.
Put it on eBay for $10,000. See if someone buys it.
Well, no, we
to think.
can take it and see if
Like, all of
anybody
it,
in
wow.
our.
Coming back.
And I was like, potential.
Two.
Awesome.
Oh, Brooklyn.
The front line.
Yeah.
Is that where the mic is? Oh, what is?
It's unfortunate, but it's different location.
Right, so what are we doing now?
Needs a peer review.
We're doing 2 Sawmill Brook Lane,
Okay.
and we have Rick Morel. I think.
Evening, everyone.
on.
You,
Yeah. Thanks for waiting, Rick.
No problem.
Did we make him wait? The others?
Yeah, well, he wasn't really on the agenda because this,
Oh, all right.
we popped him in at the last minute.
We didn't
So
do Glenview Street, right?
we still need to do that, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so this is one of the houses on Sawmill Brook Lane. This is the first one on the left. It was,
we can't see it.
oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
You can see Rick.
Can you see it now?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, and so this was the house on the left. It was of all the houses, I believe it was the simplest. The bounds are going in at the 30-foot no disturb. but the closest development was really kind of at 50 feet. There's no riverfront area on this lot, and there's no vernal pool on this lot, so this is the simplest lot. He's looking for a certificate of compliance. And the outstanding issues were, and it needs to be a partial because the landscaping is not complete yet. Let's see. Whoops. Here's the house.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. You ready to move in, Sandy?
No,
Bounds are in.
too big for me.
And Rick said he got this little bit of erosion cleaned up.
Yes.
This is in, and he sent me pictures. And this lot has a detention basin on it. And I was talking with Mike Antonellis, and there needs to be some kind of easement for the town to maintain this. The homeowners actually called me because, you know, they have this on their property and they're hoping to like make it look nice. And I said, sure, you guys can put lupins in there if you can maintain it, but then probably shouldn't have told them that because DPW might not agree, but at any rate, they're gonna have to work it out with DPW. If they're allowed to put lupins in there or maintain it themselves or whatever. Obviously, it's gonna need to be able to be cleaned out, whatever happens to it.
So that's not our issue.
No, I think it can kind of be addressed when the town goes through the road acceptance process. I just that as long as the new homeowners know that there is that traditionally the DPW they'll need to be able to access this to take care of it.
Correct.
Yeah, and I did finally put together, I don't know whether you guys read it, the letter to go to these homeowners to talk about the wetland resources on their property, and so that will go with them.
AI letter.
The AI letter, yes, it wasn't bad. I thought it
Oh, there was a
pretty
typo.
good. Oh, that was probably my edit was the typo.
We're all gonna become obsolete soon. All
Yeah.
Oh, wait. It's just a nice article about AI going rogue and attacking other AI stuff.
Hey, it can be really useful, and if it can be useful, use it.
Right,
It's your son, it's also, I think we should just rest. But it's right, but it's working on its own, I don't know.
Yeah, that's not very good. So anyway, closing's Friday. Rick is really hoping that we issue a partial tonight. So it's closing.
I don't see why I can't do a partial.
A partial.
What's the address?
2 Sawmill, Brooklyn.
I make no issue part.
Partial. Sawmill, Brooklyn. We have a motion.
I make the motion, Chris.
Second.
Hi. All in favor for partial. Chris, I.
Aye.
Sandy, I.
Alan, I.
Okay.
Marcella, I.
That's unanimous vote of the question. Good luck, Rick.
Thank you. Everyone have a great night.
You too.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Sorry, what's next?
Finally, you.
Yeah. Oh, yes. 120. Do you remember this one, Sandy? This is really from ancient history.
I remembered, reading what you wrote today, but.
Okay.
Right, what's next?
We're gonna look at 128. Glenview.
Okay, 120 Glenwood View. Right. COC. Fill and on with buffer zone.
Share this. All right, so basically they just did grading. I imagine there may have been some tree cutting involved. This was a long time ago to extend their lawn. Goes all pretty much all the way to the edge of the wetland right now. And I went out there and measured from the garage, which is on the plan, to the edge of the lawn, and it matches exactly the measurements on the plan. So it seems like it was installed correctly. The wetland next door, it looks like it's in good shape. So I think we can issue a certificate of compliance. The only thing is there was supposed to be an as-built done, which never was done. But I'm aware that this property is going to be redeveloped. They have to get a new septic anyway. So probably they will be working in this area, in which case they'll be altering it. So I don't know that an as-built is needed after 35 years.
There's a chance that they can redo the septic and make some valves in there to protect the wind.
Yes, in fact, I believe that they may be trying to put an ADU on here. I'm not sure. I wanted to show you the original plan.
Discussion. Hearing none, do you have a motion to issue a COC?
So moved.
Second,
There it is.
Just maybe hang on for a second, Chris. Mary's looking for something.
I don't know that I can rotate this, but this is the original plan showing the edge of wetland here.
Sure.
It's not showing. Oh, that's odd. Okay.
You have Chris.
There. I'm not seeing it. Here's Pearl Street. Yeah, here's the brook. The wetland goes all the way pretty much to the hay bale line. This was the area to be filled, and I measured from the garage, and it was pretty much exactly what they said. So that was the original plan.
Is this the property that's on the same side as the DPW pump station?
This is in Glenview.
Oh, Glenview now.
Yeah, Glenview. It's on the corner of Glenview and Pearl.
So, make a motion, is there state compliance for what's the?
128 Glenview. Oh, the DEP file number is
311.
yes.
do a second.
Second.
Okay, let's do a voice vote. Chris, aye.
Aye.
Sandy, I.
Okay.
Marcella, I.
Okay, let's vote of the question. For COC for 128 Glenview Street. Okay, what's next, Mary?
I think we can start the general business.
Okay, good. Our administrative report.
When do we go to Zero Mechanic Street?
I'm just gonna say.
Yes,
We cast the break here.
yes,
Oh, you wanna talk about that?
yeah. I wonder, I could probably pull some picture.
Yeah, I mean, I really
I have
didn't
a
take.
question.
Are they coming out to the road where they're digging now? I thought they were coming in up by the Dodds and going into there.
They started on the other end.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They'll probably tomorrow, they'll poke into the streets.
So is there gonna be an entrance there? I thought it was a cul-de-sac.
And
That's a loop or a
because
cul-de-sac.
there's gonna be, they offered a small parking area.
Right.
And the trail would connect to that location.
Oh, all right. So that's, I just thought that was a pretty big excavation.
Yeah.
What I remember was going to happen there, and then I'm thinking, well, I could be wrong.
If you want to bring something up. please.
Yeah, I
That
can
might be
pull
it.
that up.
It actually shows trees on. this one.
Tom looked at it, I think he said that. I didn't look at it because I was trying to get here, but he said there was like 15 or something trees that were saved trees or something. Along a road. Maybe like 5 or 6 left of them. I don't know, there's not many.
So maybe we could, I was making nursing in that, back up here, for this is for that, so 455 development, Zero Mechanic, Kathy contacted us today, concerns about tree clearing, which is ongoing right now, and there was supposedly a strip of land that seems like a on Mechanic Street where they weren't supposed to remove trees. And Kathy said that there were some trees flagged not to be removed. Some of those trees may be gone, and some of the flagging may have been altered. And then Mary went out this evening and take a look at.
So when I went out there, they're kind of, at this point, he was working in this area, kind of pushing in this direction. I thought perhaps they had messed this piece up, but that seemed, I mean, he showed me all the stakes there that seemed to be intact, this section. It's possible that he pulled a few trees out of it, but that the whole area, this was all like still, you could see the stakes very clearly for this piece. But along here, I don't know if I guess they do show some of the trees.
They show trees, yeah.
I mean, there are some left, whether he took one or two that are in there, he might have, there's definitely trees still there, and you can see the line. What I think is even more concerning though, like this section here.
It wasn't supposed to be cleared.
Well, I know they were gonna pull a bunch of trees because he showed me, like, when I went to the site, but they had a bunch that had X on, but it was not my impression that it was gonna be clear from here to here, which it is. It's completely clear all the way across there. And a huge access. So I think, especially this area, they may have gone beyond where they were supposed to go.
Yeah. Well, they need that huge access because look at the giant tractor trailer they backed in there to move out the trees that should,
it's not for their convenience, I mean, they should have not done it just because it's convenient.
Well,
them.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, the idea that I mean, what he had proposed was that they're gonna leave a bunch of trees along the street as screening.
Right.
And when we had first walked there on the weekend, there were some really large trees still, like pink tape that said save on them.
Yep.
They're gone.
Yeah, and that's concerning because,
And then he was it looked like when I was calling, it looked like he's gonna dig more into that area that you said.
This area here, yeah.
I mean, I'm like,
right,
my fault because I didn't come to every single one of these planning or conservation meetings because it was just too much.
Yeah.
High blood pressure for me, of course. So, I didn't see the final plan. So I thought, like, when 2 or 3 meetings back before the final plan, there was a bigger strip on the plan for the saved tree, like the strip that was saved. So that looks.
Yeah, it's not huge.
It's not big.
Right.
It's disappointing. I probably would have complained that it's not much.
Well, it seems like there could have been more here, though. Clearly.
Yeah, so that is their.
We have Tom Dodd trying to read this.
What's shown on there is their entrance for their truck traffic, so they clean the.
Not off the top.
Right, so that is all they need to access the property, is that.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, probably 50 feet, maybe 12 feet, I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty, it's really wide.
It's wide.
It's probably double that. Yeah.
Right now, what they put in is much wider. And then they lost trees because they did that.
They lost trees and there's some still marked with X's that haven't been taken down yet. If they could save at least those trees that.
Yeah, so the X ones were the ones to go. And the ones that had a pink tape on them, which said save on them, were the ones to stay.
Flip-flop.
I think they take them high down and move it out. So this big pine that has an X on it, if they keep that pine there, that'd be great. That's a good screen tree and good for animals. I don't know. It's just
a little bit of a lesson learned. The Kathy said the stumps are gone.
Oh, yeah, they grubbed it right out.
But so You don't even have that to try to
No, you can't tell.
tell what was.
Do we have any photos of that?
Yeah, you know, I should have, I went by there twice today, I should have taken photos.
At least we have this plan which identified some of the larger trees.
We have all these questions, do we want to issue them a cease and desist until they answer these questions?
I know, I
It's
think
only going to continue tomorrow.
I did ask them to meet me on site tomorrow.
Yeah.
It started at 6:35 this morning.
Well, there's a noise ordinance in town, so they have to
When
wait.
did they stop? Kathy, were they still, because I
You
was,
scared them off, I think.
did they leave?
Yeah.
Good. Good.
It
I wasn't super scary, but.
Yeah, they've been warned, they see the bright blue Honda.
Yeah.
Because normally they go to like sunset. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even going.
Well, if they, was it today that you said that the one truck left and then they went around and grabbed those other trees? Was that today?
Yeah, because there were 3 black pickups behind a white pickup.
Okay.
And there was one guy up on top of the hill just taking the tops of the tree, chucking them in the big grinder. And then once the 2 pickups left, then the excavator down in front there started clearing what I thought were safe trees.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like there was kind of a good screen there before he took like 2 or 3, and then he kept going, and then I was like freaking out.
Right,
Like,
right.
help. And so I don't know. It's just my nerves are really on edge anyway too. Like Tom probably can't stand
Tom has his hand up.
and
Yeah.
one, but
Yeah, this is how wide that
Yeah, it's pretty wide.
But it's bigger now, it's bigger than that.
I think it's, yeah.
was that from today?
This was from 4:30.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And those little trees are not gonna survive
these ones,
the assault that, you know, their roots are taking.
it's pretty,
I mean, that's the
They
same.
might be dead already. That one.
They're going to-
Sorry,
yeah.
that's.
I just don't, if there's anything that you can say left, is kind of all I'm asking. And then if they can like provide even more where they haven't really dug in too deep yet, that would be awesome, you know. I don't know how far, I know, is it all staked like the 4.5 acres?
Everything, yeah, I walked the whole line with them. It is pretty well staked.
Okay.
And at least
It
in the
looks
front
like
area,
they've gone really deep
yeah,
into.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if you walked it, but the project goes almost all the way to this kind of a bank down to the pond, almost all the way to the top of that bank is the clear area. Yeah, it's pretty extensive, the clearing. It's a big project.
Well, they can't build houses if they don't strip it down to the.
Okay.
There's Tom Watson.
Time is a question.
Tom,
Yeah,
can you
may
tell?
yeah, just if you go back to the plan.
Okay.
And the sort of the northern part near the drive coming in.
This area?
Yeah, and just below that. So that enclosed area, just right there. Is that being preserved as far as the trees go? I mean, it's showing a couple trees. Does that mean that's the only thing left in that area, or are they taking everything
Well,
but those?
it's all staked out. And I saw that, you know, it's protected, you know, they were going around it. Yeah, and it should be more than just these 2 trees. Those might be the 2 big ones or whatever. But there were definitely more trees in there.
So is that pretty much those trees within that area should be preserved? Is that true?
That's right. Those trees should be preserved. As to whether they grabbed 1 or 2 out of there already, I didn't make an exhaustive survey of
Yeah.
going through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like see those bigger trees at the bottom of that?
Those two.
It looked like those were gone. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I walked with Tom and I didn't count them either or anything, but I remember seeing big diameter trees flagged safe. I'm like, oh, good, they're saving a few things, you know, like.
Right.
So I remember that's in my head, but now when I go
Taking a picture of all
I
those.
know, oh my God, I thought they would save them because they flagged them as safe. Oh my God. But I think, so I don't know if the excavator guy just saw them and like, oh, these are good, nice white oaks. And he was making a white oak pile or something. and so when the two boss people took off, he just went and got them.
Well, you'll be able to know if that area is not working, you'll be able to know if they took trees out there. You'll be able to see the cut.
Yeah, you ought to be able to see,
Yeah,
or if they
so-
pulled the roots out.
Right,
They
you
can
can-
see
you
that.
can see that.
They're grubbing it right up.
Well, no, that area she said isn't.
Yeah.
She said they haven't, so you'll know
Yeah.
if they worked in that area, you'll know. Yeah, it won't be.
Right, and I
You can
guess
tell.
we could potentially look at Near Map. Near Map does a pretty good job of seeing
Yeah.
individual trees and
Like
just
aerial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, yeah, so if you can go there tomorrow, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I
called them and said I wanted to meet the engineer and the main guy in charge.
Okay.
What time are you gonna be there?
We didn't say, I just left a message and threatened to stop work, et cetera, et cetera. I said the board was meeting tonight. Of course, they didn't show up in fear and trembling.
Well, I know that one guy probably reported back.
Yeah.
To tell him what he did.
So this will be easy to do it, and if there is violation, then we can discuss that.
Right, exactly. And I think that my concern is this is a little unclear as to whether it looks like from here that this is the proposed tree line that's supposed to be like that. But we knew, of course, that they were gonna use this as a temporary access, so they had to get through. But that's a huge temporary access, that picture. A lot wider than I thought it would be. And he did show me, we're gonna cut down a bunch of trees down in there. He did show me there was a bunch next. I don't
But
think
are
it was that
those
much.
like 5 trees near the access, are they still there? It didn't look like it even from your picture.
There's some trees still there. I'm not sure if
Like the
those,
dead
those
twig
big
thing.
ones.
They only left the small things.
Yeah.
And maybe one cherry. And the pine, which is still there, I think, but it has a big X on it.
So, and the ones, there were some large pines along the road that he put big X's on because he thought they were so old. They made.
Years, don't they?
And if he can save them, what he left,
You can just don't touch any more along the street.
Yeah.
And it definitely,
if there's any more you can save, like, do they have to dig that far into make the sight line? Like maybe
for this part here,
maybe there's more they could keep.
yeah, because they haven't cut this section yet.
They're gonna do a parking lot there somewhere.
No, I think I did ask, Travis did mention that they had to grade here for the sight
On the
lines.
sight lines, that's what, I remember there's something.
Yeah, which is not really conservation's business, it's the engineers and the planning board and.
Or even closer to the road, I don't know how much you need.
Yeah, they have to do a lot of grading. They got their grading.
And they're not really keeping anything on the other side, on the north side of their driveway, right?
Well, here's the tree line right there. They should be keeping that. Although, is that the limit mark? Let's see.
So they flaring right up to the property line with
With the neighbor.
You need some arrangement with the neighbor.
They did. They happy.
Yeah, actually. They said they were just okay with what we proposed. They didn't tell us. Just that
He's
they
got
had
some
met
trees
with
there. In the bounds. Oh, there it is. Here's the plan of bounds. Yeah, I guess this doesn't. Wait. So this is the open space. This is the stuff that's supposed to not be touched. See that thing goes along. And that's why the erosion control line is there. So they are working in that open space area for the parking lot. We knew they were gonna do temporary access, but this is
That's the 100-foot buffer zone, right? Isn't that a requirement of this type of development?
right from the edge of that's more of a planning requirement, but yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's a requirement that they maintain this 100-foot buffer, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, clearly they gotta drive through it and place it set.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so
Right.
But they were allowed, it's not shown along the road.
no, it's not shown along the road. Well, this is the land that's being given as open space, this section here. So I don't know, like on this side, whether they had to have 100 foot from the sky.
Well, no, actually, couldn't.
They couldn't.
It's not in front.
Right.
He ended up
Yeah.
getting some screening trees, I think, or shrubs along that line. To the right of Basin 2.
We must have a landscape plan. I wanna look at that, you may wanna move on to something else.
And that's actually
There's the landscape plan.
the clearing outside of any of the
And these trees are gonna remain here.
area subject to the Conservation Commission, is that then become the planning board? Ensure they adhere to the.
A good question.
So
Maybe issue,
existing trees to remain.
we issued or additions based on these plans.
Yeah.
And we're not supposed to make any changes to the plans without contacting the commission. I think it might be silent whether or not it matters there. You know, outside of buffer zone now.
Yeah, all this work is well outside the buffer.
Yeah, I think it's within our purview.
I would think so, because they need to stick with the approved plan. And this is the approved plan, and we were. Yeah, so like here's the tree line. And here's where that entrance is.
And it's kind of where that zigzag line is that they've cleared to, right? At least, like, I know it's not a boundary or anything.
this
but
line?
They've carved way into.
Well, I think I did see, I've got to go back up to the erosion control line. The erosion control line runs across like here. And for temporary erosion controls. I think I saw that, and that was, the stuff beyond it was intact. So if you go back, let's see. Oops.
Yeah, I guess if you look at the aerial, if you have that aerial.
So yeah, so here's they did not, I could see this erosion control line staked out. They did not go beyond that. Here's the property line. Right here. So this area should remain as trees. And well, this should be trees too, because you can see the tree line on there, with the exception of this and their access. So I think this is just the whole area needs to be replanted. The only thing that's here is the 2 parking spots and then the trail. This whole section needs to be replanted.
Okay, yeah. So. What you can see, watch, forest.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It was a different kind of forest, you know, because all the trees sort of were cut at the same time because it was a gravel pit. And they all sort of grew up together. And so it's like,
yeah,
they're all dying together. It's just very sad. Well, thank you. hearing me out, listening to me, fine.
Yeah, well, this is across the road from us, so big deal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everybody, right?
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, thanks for
Thanks
keeping
for-
an eye on
Yeah,
things.
thanks for letting us know.
Yeah.
So I'll try to
Thank you.
minimize.
Bye, Kelly.
Let us know what either Mary Town case in us. Just
Okay, Mary, what?
I'm just seeing if there's anything in my agent report that's very important. Is it? Almost 10 o'clock. I got a call from DPW about some work at 12 Depot Street. They're just gonna clear some brush out right next to the wetland. Did they finish it? Do you know, Bill? Neil call? You're not aware of this? Okay.
why were they doing that?
Something having to do with this pipe.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah, the pipe.
The
is-
pipe,
is a mess.
the pipe's a mess and the owner wanted it fixed.
Pipe is full of holes.
So presumably it's actually a town easement and a town pipe. And the owner was concerned because he's got grandchildren. Playing the
I can understand that. There's holes in the pipe.
Yeah.
Are they gonna cover it?
My guess is I'm assuming it's still carrying water
Yeah.
from one place to the other. I would assume they either at least replace it so that it
Replace it,
doesn't
yeah.
have the jagged edges. Or replace it and put it in the lever so it's covered.
So it's covered, yeah. Yep, so that he thought all he was gonna do with the yard was cut a few trees though, and the wetland is right there. Well, that's it. That's that, so if you guys remember 30 Pearl Street, we ended up issuing a partial certificate of compliance because they hadn't done their wetland replication area. They had redone their septic recently and put the bounds in, the house was up for sale. We mailed, and the owner had done a request for certificate of compliance because I told her that she needed one. At that time, I didn't realize that the original order was not recorded. She did a request for certificate of compliance, and then she got frustrated because she thought she had done everything and didn't understand that there might be more work. And didn't want to talk to us anymore because of that. And then we just went ahead and issued the partial and just noted that it's a partial because well, the replication area is done. So we mailed it out and it got returned because they've already moved. So I don't know if we want to just let it sit in the file, if we want to bring it up with a new owner, or just let it drop until the owner wants to do anything.
The new one.
The new owner, yeah,
Why don't we do that? Just wait.
just wait.
There's nothing urgent happening out there. Oh,
Or you can just let
I would
them,
think the new owner heads up.
just let them know what the situation is.
That'd be my, yeah.
whenever that happens.
Yeah, I mean, we can mail them.
Could hand
partial
over it
and deliver
to the new people. Cross off the name on the envelope.
Yeah, just somebody envelope and send it to new people and say, hey, this was returned, but you should know well.
Okay.
So if the original certificate of conditions,
Order of conditions.
order of conditions wasn't recorded.
The house sale went through.
And so, but so is the application area that was probably a condition.
Yeah.
Is
What
that
was on the
enforceable?
plan? I think it's enforceable because we issued the order of conditions. They just didn't follow. Like we could have, I mean, technically we could issue an enforcement order because they didn't get their order recorded back then, because that's part of the order of conditions. So it's still binding. I think even it just, the paper trail wasn't followed because they never got.
So the new owner is in a position where they've had
They've just
accepted.
inherited a
They-
problem.
Where, so they, in order for them to sell the property, they're gonna have to do the replication.
If
it hasn't been done.
Right, it's, but it's, the order's still not recorded,
Right.
so,
So-
yeah, so I think it's more, if they want to do anything with the town, then we'll bring it up. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, I think Mike's right. The new owners need to at least know something's
Yeah.
going on. Maybe they at least need to know that if they do decide to do anything and need to come before us, there's back issues to be dealt with.
Yeah.
Which I'll probably just take care of them.
Yeah.
We're not that bad a board to deal with,
I don't know, what can be tough.
except for the $4,000.
I say we're gonna beat somebody up.
Yeah, well, that's true, Tony, not me.
That was Al.
you know, work is started on East Street as well, and smaller projects. This is the Real Mechanic Street before. And unfortunately, I didn't take a picture of all his lovely flagged trees to be saved.
Yeah, we learn something every time, don't we?
You know, I did ask Travis, Travis, how many trees are Mark saves? He's like, I don't know, I should have made him count them. Next time I'll make him count. Just to be.
I would suggest that lessons learned would be to spray paint right at the base of the stump. But
Yeah.
they remove the stumps too.
Yeah, they remove the stumps too, yeah.
But sometimes that stump removal was, there's a delay before they do that. Still think it might be a good idea to,
Yeah,
blades in the bottom of the stumps of the trees to remain.
We'll get the Trimble out.
Yeah.
One for each of them.
well, and the other thing is I did tell them they could start work without the erosion controls up. Which,
That might have guided where they were removing trees, but it
Yeah.
was really hard to remove trees with the erosion control up.
you know, I mean, in this situation, I thought, because they're so far away from the resource area, I was like, yeah, it's fine, and Travis did a really great job of flagging it. I was like, is this gonna be obvious to the guys? It is pretty obvious. Did a really good job.
So is there any, so did they at least work within whatever was flagged?
Well, for the most part, with the exception of that entrance, that is a little bit, and they did, I know Travis showed me there were a bunch of trees getting cut in the entrance area. But I didn't think it would quite look like that, Because not only did they cut the trees, they graded all around it and, it's.
Gotta get trucks in there.
But they gotta get their equipment in, I mean,
They do.
Check the trucks.
To make your life easier, Mary, we may want to require that the applicants take a picture of the existing conditions
Yeah,
as part of their application, that when you're not, burdened with that.
yeah,
And then they have essentially documented themselves the existing conditions, and that might set off a little mental trigger, say, hey, I already documented what was here before, and if they sort of go outside the scope of work.
a video.
A video, maybe some photos, and that way it takes any onus off Mary, and we just, part of our standard process, hey guys, provide some photos with the existing condition before you start work.
Mhm.
And then we put that as part of the package, and then we have something, look, we may take our own also,
Right.
additional ones in case theirs are not good or are taken at a vantage point that's advantageous to them and not truly reflective of the existing condition. So that's something to think about.
Good idea.
Well, I really liked and I don't know that other people have done this, Travis did a great job of not only marking the line, but then if there were trees on the line that he thought were questionable, like the ones that he thought should go, he would X them, and the ones to save, he put a pink tape on it, and wrote save on it. It was pretty obvious, but if they were pulling the tape off and
Who would be doing it?
Clearing company.
The guys doing on the ground work. They need to get through with a piece of equipment and they don't have enough space. They have to get their job done. And I'm sorry, that's how they feel about it. We're doing it, you sort of feel the same way. What's this pink tape doing here?
Well, I give more credit to that. I always think if what she said is accurate, if they did it, if it was a clearing company, yeah, going after high value
Yeah,
timber, that, you know, then that's a problem, because that's a money thing.
yeah,
They knew they shouldn't do it, they did it anyway, that,
Right.
there should be consequences for that.
yeah.
But, I mean, we don't know yet, we
Yeah.
don't really know.
Part of their payment is probably the, the one that's on the property. I don't know.
I don't think so, I think they paid to have it cleared, and then people that clear it decide if they're gonna, they keep the wood, and they market it as best they can.
Okay, that's it for me on agent report, okay?
Okay, excellent, thank you. How about, any minutes review?
Hello. Sorry if you can't hear me. I have a fan going.
Oh,
I can hear you.
Okay, great. All right, so we have the meeting minutes from July 8th. I can share those. And then I'll just say real quick that I don't have a financial update today. Not much has happened. We only had a few deposits and no vouchers except for the GIS, which we'll talk about in a second. And we're waiting on Kenny to hopefully have a financial update of everything at the end of for the end of fiscal year 26. So hopefully at the next meeting, I'll have a finalized review of all those finances. In the meantime, here are the meeting minutes. It was just 49 Mechanic, 100 Pleasant Street again. 23 Forest and 130 South Street. Did anyone have any comments on those or corrections?
Nope.
All right, great. So I guess we just need a motion to approve those.
Second.
Okay, let's do a voice vote. Chris, I.
Sandy, I.
My God.
Marcella, I.
Unanimous vote of the members present.
And then I can talk about I think it's a discussion item, that Esri renewal. So we got a quote. I don't think I actually saved it to my computer, and I can try to get in the T drive, but basically it's for the GIS that we have, and I believe it's $550 a year. And I don't have a voucher ready for this because they want you to accept the renewal and then they send an invoice basically. So I didn't want to do that before everyone agreed on it. So I guess, Mary, do we want to just have them vote to approve that expense and then I'll use Chris to stamp later?
If the board wants to continue with the GIS subscription, first, then she can ask for the invoice, and then once invoices, then she can stamp it. There you go.
Any discussion?
Are you guys using it?
Not too much. I like using it.
Oh, not towns, but
Oh, you have your own.
medical.
Oh, so we don't use it?
Not very much. The
Well,
$500.
Does Mike Candelas use it?
No, isn't DPW using it, or they have their own?
We have our GIS online, we have a database for utilities. So no, we're not using it.
Anybody else in town use it?
Well, so at one point, Mike was collecting GIS information and asking the
Yeah.
DPW to provide him with basically our data so that he could have everything in one place.
Yeah, I think he looks at that every once in a while.
Yeah, so Mike may be using,
He might pause.
in which case it should be coming out of his budget.
Well, as I was gonna say, but that does not mean we pay for it.
Well, we could pay for a share of it.
Well,
I
yeah, but
heard
that's not
somebody
the vote.
occasionally uses it in the office, so.
Well, we have to
did
buy
that.
it
We
all.
had the intern and he did some nice stuff, and I haven't, I guess it's possible in October to January when it's quiet, I have a chance to use it, but I have.
Do you think it's something you need?
I think there could be useful stuff that could be done with it. I used to do GIS, 25 years ago, so it's a long
Yeah,
time.
so I'm not opposed to getting something that is gonna be used and needed, but I don't wanna do it as just a security blanket.
Right, yeah.
So,
I think, we've traditionally gotten it. I don't know how much Dave used it.
Then why don't you ask around the office and find out,
Yeah.
get back to us. Is it
So the,
nobody's using it.
the subscription will Lauren, will it expire at the end of July? Is that,
I believe they want this by September or something. We have like 90 days, but we got this a little while ago. And I can add that I used it for a little bit. There's a lot of state data and like overlays that you can put on. So it can be helpful for stuff like wetland information, basically making like a custom map with all that, a little different from like what Mass Mapper shows. But I don't think I was saving things the most efficient way, and so it used up a lot of that storage. And so I haven't used it since.
It's a little easy. It's like it's a little difficult to use.
I could add one thing. Metacom is working on getting a kind of a model for a trail map. And I was going to share that with the town. And we could potentially upgrade our trail maps. Like the Hike Upton trail maps, which were done, they weren't done with our license.
Are intern to use it at all?
Oh, he did. He used it extensively.
Yeah.
Back,
Jack.
I don't know that we're gonna be lucky enough to get it again.
I think what we should do is, I would pay for it and then maybe make an attempt to begin to have some of our trail maps upgraded, updated. Open space map needs to be updated. And that stuff should live on the town's computer system, not mine or anyone else's. I would pay for the license this year, maybe make a point of trying to update.
who will do that one?
I'm learning Art Pro. There's
I
been a
can
shift.
offer to do some stuff. The last GIS class I took was only 2 years ago. So in theory, I should be pretty updated on like the newest version of it, but I can commit to trying.
So that's fair enough.
Well, as long as we have somebody that will do it, and I'm with it too, but it's just an amorphous thing, maybe we might do this.
Well, within a month, I'll have the trail map template, which I can give to the town.
Lauren.
And Lauren
can make it work.
Yeah, and just to say, I mean, I'm learning Art Pro. I used to know ArcMap pretty well, but they cut you off cold from ArcMap last year. I mean, they just completely eliminated it in terms of access. So it's Art Pro or nothing at this point.
Motion to pay for it for another year to see if, and then monitor to see if he extracts value out.
The data for interns. They might use it. Or might be good to offer it to them.
I mean, if a certain intern comes back for a third year, I'll bet you will have had a GIS course by next summer.
Are we voting on that?
Well, I just seconded it.
Okay,
Alan made a motion. Sandy, aye.
Alan, aye.
Okay.
Marcella, I.
Do you answer other question? To it.
Mike, this licensing on the one computer that we have here in the office, or is it an online tool that you can log in?
I believe it's both. Lauren, I mean, it's you can access it on ArcGIS online as well as on a desktop. Is that correct?
Yeah, if I remember correctly from school, we had to go into like computer labs specifically for some of that. I think partially so everyone had a computer, but also partially because it uses a lot of like storage, and I don't think that like Apple computers are the best for running it in the same way that like you're not supposed to really do AutoCAD on those, or like it's not supported that well. So I think it depends on your computer, but I've used it on a laptop before. It's just a little trickier to get everything downloaded, I think.
Yeah, and also you need, to really use it well, you need a big screen, maybe even 2 screens. It's hard to use it on a laptop. But Mary, is it on your computer now?
Yeah,
And that's what Jack was using, or Jack was using it on a laptop,
he was using it on a laptop.
but it's also on your computer.
It's also on my computer.
And you have a big screen.
Okay.
Okay. What's our next item? Anything else, Lauren?
Nothing for me.
Okay, open space.
Yes, Linda Gay approached Mike about acquiring land from AL Prime. Scheduling a meeting for sometime next week at the Open Space Committee so that we can start working on that project. AL Prime land would abut Pleasant Woods and may provide some access to basically the center of town, right?
Pretty steep, isn't it?
Actually, I think it kind of comes up at a somewhat lesser steepness where their land is.
Where is it?
This is the gas station, AL Prime.
Oh.
They have a couple of acres, and so that extends back behind their gas station. So, and like you said, Linda Gay had approached them about what they're interested in selling some of it to the town. Apparently, they're willing to talk about it.
Okay.
So that's where we stand.
Okay.
That's it.
Lane Surgeon.
Not too much is new. Interns have been working, we're going to be installing this wind farm sign tomorrow morning, I hope. And then we saw the RDA for the Woods Heights. There's a letter that I just sent around. Let me bring that up here. Just sent to Metacom and SVT. Regarding some work we want to do at Forest Heights, just to make sure they approve it pursuant to the conservation restriction. And then I forgot to mention that last night the select board placed Forest Heights under the care custody control of the Conservation Commission. So it's conservation area.
Nice.
We get to manage it. But anyway, this is the letter sending it to SVT, and this is what we want to do. I don't know if you could blow that up a little bit, please.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a quarter after 9.
No, yeah, night is young.
Oh yeah, I should get you signing documents on this.
You have stuff to sign? I just put my pen away, so.
Too late.
I don't know where this pen came from, but I have one on my hand.
It was the
Oh, it came with the sign. There you go. What am I signing and why?
That's the determination for the Trowbridge. This is Sawmill Brook Lane. And this is 128 Glenview. To DPW. I'll give you 60 grocery chain. Oh, here it is, sure. Please,
Absolutely.
I guess, is it you that's over or you want to?
Both. Do the heavy lifting. He does the clinical form and tell me what to do.
Well, it's good, then you
Oh, it's a labor, she's.
next week.
She's good at being, she's,
Forget that.
she's good at being deterrent. I saw her set up last year.
All right, here's the letter.
Okay, thank
You
you.
can read it now.
Get through this quick. Okay, this is what we're telling SVT and Medicom we're doing. We're asking them what we want permission. It's they're doing it clean, the interns have been cleaning a bunch of glass up from the frontage lot at Forsyths. Then we're asking the grantees to approve establishing no trail. That basically it kind of deteriorates into nothing near North Street. 100 feet needs to be reestablished. And that trail leads to the southeast corner, which is currently mostly overgrown by Japanese knotweed. And here we're asking them to mow that, if we can mow that area. And then it might even be able to park there, but that's the area where we may eventually decide to actually build a parking lot down the road. And then asking them for permission to build a boardwalk at the RDA. And hopefully they can get us a response really quick so we can have our interns do some of this work before they disappear on us. That's it. Any questions? If not, I make the motion that we send this letter to the SVT Medicom.
Second.
Okay, let's do a voice vote. Chris, I.
Aye.
Sandy, I.
Aye. Mike, aye.
I'm recusing myself, and I realized that the bridge project that Owen presented, that was also something I should have recused myself on, just kind of forgot. So if I can retract my vote or just let it go. Anyway.
Okay, we'll do that. So, good work, good job. Okay, do you have anything else for tonight?
I don't know, it's just like approval for the homeowner letter and share it. I don't know if people got a chance to read it or not.
I did read it. I thought
I
it was
did
pretty
read
good.
it, I think it was
Like they
just,
said,
just,
I saw
just the
Ducky
one.
with it.
there was one,
One
typo.
typo. Okay, great.
A you or the or something that was on.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was very nice.
they're really funny.
Great.
Up to you.
Well, I don't actually make decisions about what gets taken and everything. I was.
Hey, Chris, we're gonna put your signature on it,
Oh, thank you.
on the letter.
Right.
I appreciate
Great.
it.
So that'll go with, I can give that to Works for the closing, so that'll be great if you know what to do.
Thank you. Okay, anything else for tonight?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Good.
There you go.
I won't be at the next meeting.
Aye.